Let me formally welcome you to the webinar on the CBDA certification. So just bits on the presentation is that it's going to be 45 minutes. You may post your questions on the Q&A. We will read them to the presenter. The presentations will be uploaded on the IIBSA YouTube page that is found at the IBASA YouTube link. Unfortunately, we will not be sending out the presentation deck. To become a member of the IIBA South Africa, please go to the IIBA org business analysis membership /individual. You can email us on Johannesburg at southafrica.iiba.org, and thank you for joining us. Some of the benefits of becoming an IIBA member is that you've got an access to the library. You've got access to member exclusive webinars. You've got access to the PDF publications, articles, industry papers, and reports. You've got opportunities to connect with members at local or international conferences and chapter events. And you've got exclusive access to the global community of BAs, educators, thought leaders, mentors, and coaches. And you have about 40% that you can save on globally recognized professional qualifications and discounts on the conferences like the upcoming BA summit that is happening end of this month, end of October. Okay. I'm going to hand over to the presenter. Just before we hand over to the presenter, I would like to read her bio. Claudine Paramal, Senior IT Business Application Analyst within the transport and logistics space, has dedicated the last 10 years working alongside the executive team of a multinational company. Her skills in IT development, infrastructure with long project management and business analysis has allowed her to soar and excel in achieving great success in her career. She advocates for women empowerment and advancement and has successfully coached and mentored many aspiring professionals to advance their career goals. Faith, family, profession, along with her personal investments are the top priorities in her life, all while she's still making the time to give back and to be a blessing to others. Her motto is to make the best of opportunities at hand, to do better today, tomorrow, what you did today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Claudine Perumal, Senior Application Analyst, who's going to be taking us through the CBDA certification. Claudine, welcome, a warm welcome. May you please take over the screen, and thank you for sharing with us this evening.
Right. Thank you very much, Petunia, for the lovely introduction. Just give me a second. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I'm able to see the screen.
All right, perfect. Yeah, a very good evening and a warm welcome to all of you who has joined in this information session on CBDA this evening. CBDA means Certified Business Data Analytics. This information session is aimed at all those CBDA aspirants who are considering taking the IIBA CBDA exam. Now, before I start, I just want to make mention of the fact that I do have the flu at the moment, so please won't you bear with me if I do have to cough in between my speaking. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. As you already know, I am Claudine Perumal. I am based in Johannesburg, and I am a wife, a mother, a student, and I work for a big corporate. I have been practicing as a BA since around 2015, and my current role and title is a senior IT business application analyst within my organization. My role is actually quite dynamic. In my early days as a BA, I worked on a lot of business as usual type projects. But thereafter, as my experience grew, I started getting more involved on mainly strategic global initiatives where I now have the opportunity to make a difference on an enterprise level. How I managed to grow in the profession was mainly because of the time and the effort that went into acquiring the right skills. So having gone through the process of understanding the BA body of knowledge was sort of a wonderful transformation for me. It accelerated my growth, it corrected my mindsets. And while some may say that I'm a more seasoned BA because of it, I will go so far as to say that I am now actually a much better leader because of it. The IIBA organization is one that I have a lot of respect for. It really goes all out to create awareness and to grow the profession. And hopefully you are finding value and benefit from being a member. I know that I certainly am. So why have I partnered with the IIBA SA chapter? It's pretty simple. First and foremost, it's to share my skills with other BAs in the profession in South Africa. It's to contribute towards the growth of the profession, to empower and to make a difference. We all know that here in South Africa, there aren't many institutes that are currently offering classes for these type of niche certification preparations. So the IIBA SA chapter had approached me earlier this year to come on board and to provide some assistance to you based on my recent accreditation. So I am delighted to not only share my experience going forward, but to help you on your journey also. As a chapter, what is our commitment to you? Well, it is to provide you with guidance and resources to start you on this journey. Like I said before, to share our knowledge and expertise and to help you level up. For those of you who know, the IIBA SA chapter's vision for 2023 is Level Up, and we are looking forward to hearing great success stories from you all in the days to come. All right, so now let's explore. What is business data analytics? All right, so in the past, organizational leaders, businesses were fond of making business decisions based on their personal expertise and based on instinct. Now, what data analytics removes is the cognitive and the personal biases from the decision-making process by utilizing data as the primary input for decision-making. Now, according to the IIBA, business data analytics is a discipline by which a specific set of techniques, competencies, practices, or procedures are applied to perform continuous exploration, iteration, and investigation, as well as visualization of past and current business data. So the intended goal of a business data analytics initiative is to obtain valuable insights that can lead to improved evidence-based decision-making. While we will unpack this topic in more detail during the actual study classes, I just want to show you high level how business data analytics is considered as a set of practices and technologies that's required to perform the analytics work. These practices covers six domains. Okay. The domains are identify the research questions, source data, analyze data, use results to influence business decision-making, interpret and report results, and as a collective guide organizational level strategy for business analytics. Yeah, the term domain, if you're unsure of what it is, basically the term domain is used to represent a group of logically related tasks that's performed in order to achieve a specific objective. So in other words, it means that these core activities does not necessarily have to happen sequentially. Okay, so how does the IIBA CBDA certification benefit a BA professional? This new certification in business data analytics is the first data analytics certification that's been provided by the IIBA. Now, analytics is a high growth area. I'm sure you all have figured that out. It's the latest buzz. And the IIBA foresees this trend to continue. Soon, CBDA will become one of the most sought after certifications for business analysts who are engaged in data analytics initiatives. And it will help a BA professional to excel in the corporate world. It will recognize a BA's competency in the analytics space. It will allow one to elicit requirements from the data. It will enable one to use facts and data to derive insights that will guide informed evidence-based decision-making. It will aid in applying good fundamental business analysis to an analytics environment, and it will help you grow your proficiency level and, of course, ultimately improve your salary. So who are the target audience for IIBA CBDA? This certification is suitable for BA professionals with about 2 to 3 years of experience. So it's a level 2, level 2 experience level. It's a BA who possesses core BA skills. You need to actually have some background knowledge about data visualization techniques and other activities. However, you are not required to be an expert in AI or machine learning or data analysis. The intention of the IIBA is not for you to become a data scientist or anything like that. It's for you to use your BA skills in the data analytics space as well. Okay, some of the core traits that you would need to do is to be able to translate business problems into questions that an analytics initiative can answer. It's using analytics results to be able to identify viable options. It will require you to be able to explain technical results to non-technical stakeholders. Visualizing data and to be able to translate these results via data storytelling, which is very important. And of course, building and demonstrating empathy for the customer. Let's look at some eligibility criteria for actually taking the exam. Now, for the moment, the IIBA has not provided any eligibility criteria for this exam. It's pretty new. So no prior cybersecurity analysis related work is required. No prior mandatory training references, no manager references, no prior knowledge area expertise is required. I think the only thing that is actually required for you in your application process for the exam is to sign a code of conduct during the application process. There is no restriction on the number of exam attempts per year for the CBDA certification. And the fee structure at the moment is members pay an exam fee of $250 and the retake fee is $195. For non-members, the exam fee is currently sitting at $400 and the retake fee is $350. So this is the fee structure that's current. It probably is subject to change over the years. So some useful information worth knowing. You can take the CBDA certification exam from the comfort of your own home with PSI online exams. You are required to have a high resolution webcam and a strong, stable internet connection. You can use a personal PC or a laptop. Work laptops may have firewalls that will restrict access. I've had this issue. I personally used a company laptop, and I had a problem during the initial phase, during the initial screening process. I had firewall issues. I had lots of restrictions, and this impacted me. And this can actually cause a lot of discomfort and anxiety when when you're ready to write the exam. So it's not a nice feeling. If you have a personal PC or a laptop, I would suggest that you use that. And of course, yes, prior to the exam day, there is an option for you to go online and do a system compatibility check. So I would suggest that you do that. So what to expect for the exam? This is a 2-hour long exam. It's a remote online proctored exam. Remember, you have to use your webcam and the microphone. It has to be on during the entire duration of the exam. If either one of it stops working for whatever reason during the exam then stops. Everything stops. So yeah, just make sure everything is in working condition. Your internet is stable. Yeah. The exam is a scenario-based exam. There are 75 multiple choice questions. The exam is basically based on your experience. So you will apply your work experience, your work knowledge in answering the scenario type analytics questions. Okay. In terms of how the exam questions are set, they are based on each of the knowledge areas that I mentioned a couple of slides ago. So there are 6 knowledge areas or 6 domains. The weightage per module is as follows, and this is currently available on the IIBA site. So you will have access, and you will be able to have the to be able to see this and know just about how many questions per knowledge area. So for example, in the identify research question domain, you can expect to have about 15 questions. In the source data domain, you can expect to have around 11 questions, and so on. So this is a nice indication, and it'll help you in your preparation for the actual exam. The validity of the CBDA certification, once achieved, is 1 year from the date of your certification, and the recertification fee is $30 for members and $50 for non-members. Right, what your study journey should essentially look like. So I'm going to start by saying that the journey ahead is going to require perseverance, commitment, and dedication from your part. You need to be determined and intentional about learning and succeeding. You need to define a time frame and stick to it, and avoid distractions that will hamper your plan. Okay. First things first, you're going to require your learning material. So there are CBDA resource material available on the IIBA site. As a member, you will be able to download these for free. Yeah, so as a precursor to the certification, the IIBA introduced two materials. One is called the Introduction to Business Data Analytics, a Practitioner's View, and one is the Introduction to Business Data Analytics, an Organizational View. Since then, the IIBA has provided now a study guide. I would suggest that you go through at least once all of these study guides. It's not too exhaustive. It's not too long. And yeah, once you've done that, I would suggest that you deep dive into each of the 6 knowledge areas. Do it once on your own, and then you will, if you're joining the classes, you will get a chance to do it another time together with the online prep class. I would also suggest that you spend a good amount of time on visualization tools and techniques, as well as algorithms. From my experience, there's quite a number of questions in the exam that covers these type of questions. Okay. Yeah, then of course, spend a good amount of time on revision. Once you feel like you're in a good space, you can apply. You can register for the exam on the IIBA site. You can pay your exam fees. I would suggest that you do this in advance. Once you register, maybe set a date for like a month's time so that you have additional time to practice. In your practice, use flashcards. If you are able to, you can purchase simulation exams. All in all, I would say that your hours of preparation could be anything between 80 to 100 hours. I personally took about 2 months to prepare for the exam, and I managed to pass the exam on the first attempt. All right, now for the good news. So the online study class starts next Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. So 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. It will span over 8 weeks, starting Tuesday, the 12th of September to Tuesday, the 31st of October, 2023. We will cover 1 knowledge area per session. And I have included an extra 2 sessions at the end, just to go over some tools and techniques and revision for the exam. Okay, some prerequisites for joining the classes for those of you who have registered for the classes. What I do suggest is that you prepare for the upcoming sessions. You know the knowledge areas in advance that we're going to be doing. Pre-read the knowledge area. Once you do attend the session and the session is completed, I will suggest that you review all the content that was covered, complete any activity that was given as homework, learn your terms and definitions. This is important. It's going to benefit you for the exams. Go over the techniques that was discussed in the particular knowledge area. If you're still unsure, or if there are techniques that you've never had experience with or not familiar with, I would suggest that you speak to experts within your organization or watch YouTube videos. Familiarize yourself. It's going to benefit you not only for the exam, but it's going to benefit you in your workspace as well. Excuse me. Be willing to share your knowledge and insights with your classmates. Each one teaches one. It will be nice if you find an easier way to understand a tool or technique, and it'll be nice to share that insight with your classmates. Remember, at any given time during the session, I may quiz you on content that is being discussed in class, in the current session or the previous sessions. Also, please join the session on time. We will start promptly at 5:30. Okay, ground rules. Now, as with any class, there will be some ground rules. This masterclass is aimed at providing you with an immersive and an interactive online experience. It's to allow you and your classmates the opportunity to learn and to grow. As volunteers in the program, your facilitators will be dedicating our time and our effort. I request you to please be mindful and respectful of our time, as well as your time and your contribution towards the learning journey. Now, just as a disclaimer, all the facilitators conducting the various online classes as part of the IIBA SA chapter are merely certified professionals, wanting to lend a helping hand to other local BAs within the profession here in South Africa is to help you clear your IIBA examinations with a bit of ease. I know these certification exams, especially the IIBA exams, are no easy feat. So we're here to help you. Yeah, so the ground rules for the sessions would be, please sit in a quiet room, free from distractions. Let's engage and be interactive. Ask questions. No question is a bad question. It is a learning environment. If a question is resulting in a detailed discussion, we will park it for the end of the lesson. If for some reason it comes to the end of the lesson and we've run out of time, it's no issue. We will, or I will share the answer to that question during the course of the week. Yeah, so it's no biggie. Keep an open mind. Remember that every organization does things differently, has governance, different governance and ways of working. So when you the course content that we're going to be going through is based on the BA Body of Knowledge, the BABOK guide, and you might have a difference of opinion as compared to how you do things in your workspace. That's okay. Just keep an open mind. The IIBA does not mandate or cast in stone any specific way of doing things. It's just a guideline and a framework that we can always look back to and get the guidance from. Let's respect and help each other. Everybody learns at different paces, so let's be cognizant of that fact. If there's somebody struggling during the session and falling behind, let's not leave them to fall behind. Let's help them get on board. Let's rally around them and help them to, grasp the concepts and to get on the same level so that we can all move along together. Obviously have fun. This is a learning environment. Everybody's learning. I will also learn a few things from you guys. So everyone's going to be learning. Let's have fun while we're learning. And while we have fun, you'll see that we'll be able to remember things better. And of course, go ahead, grab a coffee, grab a snack while the session is happening. Don't be too long. If you have to step away from your laptop, or your screen, just pop me a message in the chat to say, be right back, grabbing a coffee or something like that, so that, if I ask a question and you're not there, then, I'll know that you're just grabbing a coffee or something and that you haven't just fallen asleep in the session. Right. With that, I think that brings me to the end of the session. Yeah, that's about it. I think I've covered everything.
Thank you
So I
so
wish you all the
much.
best. One second. I just want to say an old Chinese proverb that goes like this. Teachers can open the door, but you must enter it yourself. So I encourage you, open the door. I'll open the door. We'll open the door for you. You must enter. And once you enter, it will be a wonderful journey and a learning experience for you. There are still a few slots available for the upcoming intake. I've asked Petunia to extend the registration until this Friday morning, in case there's anyone that's joined us today that's wanting to join the class. So yeah, go ahead and register for it. Do feel free to visit the IIBA homepage, search CBDA. There's a wealth of information readily available to which, will help you decide if this is something you'd be interested in. I'll hand over back to Petunia, who will lead the Q&A. I haven't been following the chat, so I'm not sure if there's any questions that's been posted there already.
Thank
Over
you
to
so
you, Petunia.
much, Claudine. Thank you so much. We've got a question from Liana. She says, algorithms have been mentioned. In what context, please? Also, is any actual analysis required? If yes, what language, tools, etc.?
Hi. Okay, so that was quite a big question. What was the first thing? Algorithms, data
Yeah.
visualization techniques, and things like that. So you'll see in the course content. The course content will provide you with some algorithms. We will go through these in class. So don't stress too much about it. It's your random forest, your K nearest, K means clustering, neural networks and things like that. We will go through these things in the class. Um, don't panic too much about the data analytics side. The the IIBA is not expecting. So this is not a data science certification or a data analyst certification. It's for a BA. It's designed for a BA to be able to um, get the insights from a data analyst that's in the environment already, to be able to read and derive the insights, be able to translate it to your business stakeholders in a language that is understandable, easy to be understood by your business decision makers, for them to make the informed decisions and create the change in the environment. So yeah, I don't know. Did I answer your question? What else was there?
Um, she said if yes, what language tool or etc. if it's like actual analysis that is required.
So for a BA, I would suggest the skills needed would be basically SQL. It would be good for you to be able to understand and build models, to be able to do your data storytelling. Make sense?
She actually did add to her question to say that she was actually referring to the exam. So basically, what is in the
Oh,
examination?
so in the exams, basically, you're going to get scenario type questions that you're going to have to use your knowledge and your experience in your environment, right? So in the exam, you'll get like a graph, and you'll have a scenario, um, in your question. So you'll have to look at the graph. You have to be able to read that graph, or read that model, and be able to select the right answer. So it's basically, um, it's general stuff. It's like it's not too difficult. It's to be able to read a graph and be able to understand it and be able to answer the question. So you'll get bar charts, and you'll get um, like you'll get your Excel, your pie charts, your bar charts, things like that, scatter plot diagrams and things like that.
All right, thank you so much. And then we also have another question from Gaba Chabalala, who asks that are there classes for IIBA members only, and how do we get to register for the classes?
All right. Lesejo, do you want to answer this question? So it's open to the public, right? Obviously, for IIBA members, it is free. You register. I think we've advertised on most of the social platforms. If you haven't seen it, maybe Lesejo can provide you or indicate where you can get it. So you click on the link, register for it. For non-IIBA members, there is a small fee. This is just an admin fee. Yeah, so Lucejo, if you can maybe answer that question.
Yes, thank you, Claudine. So they can send through their emails if you are interested to our email address, professionaldevelopment@iiba.org. I'll share it on the link. Then you can just send your email there, just informing us that you are interested. As Claudine has mentioned, it's going to be the intake, or people who are interested. The intake will be closed by tomorrow. So from tomorrow, then we'll consolidate the list and then share it with her, and then she can communicate with her students. Thank you. So I'll share the email shortly in the chats.
Thank you so much, Lesego. There are no further questions. If you've missed a question or you want, you're welcome to use the chat. So we are going to close. Lesego, would you please send the link before we close so that everyone can have access to the link before we close the chat and the meeting? We also got a chat from Carrington who says, thank you, Claudine. So it was an insightful session.
You're most welcome.
All right, so I'm just going to close. So thank you very much to everyone who joined the session. Lesego has posted the link, the email address rather, in the chat, where you can express your interest. You are urged to ask any questions and any clarifications required. Claudine is also available to assist, as she'll be leading the certification program, or the study group rather. So have a lovely evening, and oh, okay. Okay, someone is saying thank you on the chat. Thank you so much, Claudine. It was an insightful session, and we'll be looking forward to see the progress on the CDBA qualification or certification rather. Have a great evening, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And thank you, Lesego and Junior. Thank you to the sponsors. And yeah, have a lovely evening further.
Thank you so much.